Bubble Toaster! Hey, y'all. Protecting the world with one movie review at a time. Mark, help me out here.
I honestly don't know where to go with this.
I'll tell you where to go. Go to the movie review extravaganza. Oh, people, watch this. Watch this. Oh, them stretching powers, boy. You see that?
Do it again.
Oh, man, that hurt. What are you doing? I'm Mr. Fantastic, or somebody called me one time Fantastic Core over here.
Jesus. Nobody said that.
I did. Well, over here we got the thing.
I knew that was coming.
No,
That's
you did.
fine.
No, you did.
I did.
No,
I
you
seen
did.
the poster. I know.
What the? Wait, they didn't have no poster up.
You've been showing it every day.
Oh, with the power of lying. It's Martin Thomas. Oh, and with the power of turning from black to white. Julian Green, everybody. Today he's Julian White. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Oh.
You got to make that sound every time.
Of course.
That's what really sold me on the effect. It's the sound effect.
I know, man.
I think we got a bad guy here.
He almost had enough time to move out of the way.
Oh, people. Hey, man, listen. You know, stretching is not easy, man.
Especially stretching this bit. But
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey. Come on now. I thought we were a team. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into this review that we came here to do. Again, joined by the great Martin Thomas and special guest Sean Chandler. Thank you for being here, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be graced with your presence. So, listen. You know this is the Fantastic Four. We all know the Fantastic Four. And if you know the Fantastic Four, you know Galactus, the eater of worlds.
Yep.
But Galactus said, you know what I'm really hungry for today? A baby. I'm not really that hungry. I'm just kind of peckish. I just want a little appetizer.
One baby.
Just one baby will do it for me right now. Tomorrow, maybe I'll do a couple of planets, but today I just want an infant. Just a little something to snack on. And more in particular, he wants the Fantastic Four's baby.
That's a special baby.
That's a special baby. It's extra delicious. That's why. At least the baby of Reed Richards and Sue Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby just popped out the womb. And Galactus like, what's that smell? What's that? That just came out the oven. That smells delish.
Right? He wanted the baby before it even came out of the oven. He was like, he smelled it in the oven.
Yeah, he was like sniffing Sue's ass.
Yeah.
What you got up in there? Yeah, it turns out it's a special baby that if Galactus ate that baby, he said, you know what? I wouldn't even have to eat worlds no more.
Right.
It's funny how this baby would just what do you call it when you fit somebody's appetite?
Satisfying?
Satisfy, like Snickers. I never thought of that word. What mean words? Man, what's that crazy, sophisticated word?
It threw me off because I was like, maybe he doesn't mean satisfy?
No, I mean satisfy.
Satiate?
No.
Satiated?
Satiate. That's what I was looking for, but we'll take Snickers.
Okay.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah,
Satisfy.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, you know what, a baby will really satisfy right now, and I won't have to eat world no more. Well, of course, the Fantastic Four said, well, we just got this baby, and we're not ready to let him go, and maybe give him, about 18 years, come back, and maybe we'll be ready to feed him to you, but...
Or when he's 17.
Right.
We can't stand him when he's being an asshole.
Yeah, check back at 14. We might be ready to let little ass go then. But right now, you cannot have him. Which is too bad because the world is like, so you just gonna let this little bastard right here.
You're gonna let us all die.
You're gonna let us all die, but y'all can you can make another baby. We can't make no other Earth right here.
That's a good call.
But why don't you give him yours?
Yeah.
He didn't ask for mine.
Yeah. Your baby's special and extra delicious. So now they're like, all right, well, I guess we got to save the world and this little ass baby right here too. But the thing that people are really looking forward to with this movie, man, we have gotten Fantastic Four movies for years, but the Fantastic Four has finally come home to Daddy Marvel. And people are saying, well, look, I don't know what it is about the Fantastic Four, but nobody can ever get these people right at all. Every time they make a Fantastic Four movie, this is a funny thing. Every time they make one, somehow they get more as you go along. Isn't it crazy that the best Fantastic Four movie costs $10? but people say, oh, but Marvel got them now. And we know y'all gonna do them right. So is that the case? The Marvel, I mean, listen, they got the property back. Surely they're not gonna make the mistake that all these other studios have. Surely they are gonna be the ones to get this right. Well, we saw it, and we are here to give you our review, which we'll do once we watch this trailer right after this.
While we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four.
Please welcome the Fantastic.
No, come on, man. Leave that black man. Like, why you do that, man?
Is that Garrett Morris?
Man, that's a damn shame. Now, people talking about me being an asshole. All the white people gave the Fantastic Four some respect. The this black man, thank you, Fantastic Four. Look at that. And the thing is, I knew you
knew I was going to laugh. You laughed too.
But no, I held it together. I laughed because you laughed. You see this right here, man. This is what we work with.
Please welcome the Fantastic Four. We will protect you.
He said, y'all quit acting a damn fool. Oh, man. That trailer never stops being fun when you watch it. But what about this movie right here? Just to kick this off, you know, the thing about this movie that everybody really appreciates is that this is taking this back to a period where people said it should have been done in the first place. Now it's in a period on an alternate Earth. What is it? Earth 828. And the reason why people want to see this in the 60s era, or some form of the 60s era, is because it would be a good throwback, almost an homage to the Jack Kirby art. You know, Jack Kirby is one of the most, he lives up in there, by the way. Jack Kirby is one of the most famous Marvel artist of all time.
Sure, he created most of the characters you watch today.
Yeah. So, you know, the design, the look of just going back to the to that '60s look is again something that would just be a good throwback to the comics, a good amount of respect to the artist, Jack Kirby, and they've done that here, and the comics really are brought to life here. And that's thanks to a lot of just Fantastic Four icons that they put into the movie. You just saw it right here, the Baxter Building, the Fantastic Car right there, the Fantastic Four spaceship. You know, all those things look like they have flown, driven, just bounced right off the page.
Right.
You know, in the movie, they've done a lot of attention to detail with just that. Not only that just the look of the environments, but just to look at this movie, man. The mid-century modern graphics, the costumes in there, the art direction. Man, they in the movie they even got a Fantastic Four cartoon. It looks like that shitty animation from the 60s.
Hey, I love that cartoon.
I love that cartoon too. It's shitty. The animation, because it's so limited.
Yeah.
They were so cheap.
Yeah.
And it's fun because Marvel, and just to show you how much people love that look, I mean, yeah, it was cheap, but that's become sort of the endearing thing about those cartoons.
Yeah, that they could do stuff on the cheap, but with those with the Fantastic Four cartoons from 1967, they were taking stories directly from the comics.
Yeah,
and they had such a great voice cast that when I think of the Fantastic Four, I think of that.
Yeah, that has become such a classic that Marvel is even kind of recreating those cartoons. You've probably seen them on the internet right now. You can go and watch some episodes that introduces the Fantastic Four in animated form.
The brilliant Reed Richards stretches his body and mind as Mr. Fantastic.
So you can see they were nothing but motion comics, really.
Yeah.
And even this has more animation than those cartoons did back in the day. But the reason why I'm bringing all this up is, and before I pass this off to everybody, I just want to say that this movie, it looks damn near perfect if you're a fan of the Fantastic Four, especially from the comics. And because I think the characters look perfect, man. We have the tech now to actually make everything look right. Because, listen, even if you did like any of those other Fantastic Four movies from 20th Century Fox, man, those effects look like shit, and you know it. I mean, now they got the tech that can make everything look cool. Nothing looks goofy anymore. When Reed Richards stretches or Mr. Fantastic stretches, it doesn't look like bad CG.
Yeah.
Like, because whenever he stretched, his arms would get shiny.
Yeah,
it would look like the damn 2000 1000 whatever from
Terminator 2.
Terminator. Being grim. That was the biggest thing that I wanted. I wanted to get a comic accurate being grim, because, like I said, those others, like the one from those last 20th Century Fox movies, this looks like a dried up piece of orange shit right here. This is like a man with.
It's like those peanuts, those orange peanuts. Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah. This man has serious psoriasis or something. He gone way beyond that shit. It just looks bad, man. And they've never been able to.
You didn't want to show the one from Fantastic Four Stick?
You know what? That one didn't even look like. I'll show it. It's funny because at least as bad as this looks like the Thing, kind of.
Yeah.
That Fantastic Four from Fantastic Four Stick.
Yeah.
Looked like a Muppet. Look, man, look at this. He look like damn. He like Ernie and Bert in the face or something. It looked like Bert with cracked skin and he got all swollen and shit. It looks terrible, man. They've gotten worse. But being that now we got a proper being grim or the Thing, I think he looks great. Though they do some crazy stuff with his face later on, I won't even say what it is, but I do like initially what they're doing with him. But finally, we get more than anything a proper Galactus. Galactus in this movie. The design is great. He's intricate, he's huge, and he's scary as.
There he is. I ain't never seen him be this scary.
No, I didn't know. He's terrifying.
Well, always before Galactus was, I don't really want to hurt anybody, but I got to eat.
Yeah.
And I don't really care about you, but I actually kind of feel bad, but I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
This Galactus, he's aggressive. He's like, I'm going to eat you and I'm going to enjoy it.
This Galactus reminds me of something my brother once said to me. I told him my brother was smacking. Excuse my language, but this Galactus reminded me of something my brother once said to me. I told my brother, I said, when he was smacking, I said, Mark, you really shouldn't smack like that. That's not proper. That's really not polite. He looked at me, and this is what I always think Galactus in this movie. I'm hungry.
Jesus.
Pretty much what he
It's pretty much
what he told him. Fantastic Four. Bitch, I'm hungry. I gotta eat. All of this makes this one of Marvel's best and most fun movies to look at. So you can say whatever you want to about it, but the movie looks amazing.
Well, it's just such attention to detail and the production. Like, you could see with some of them, they put it together and it's like, well, these are the checkpoints and we have to do this. And this is somebody who's inspired and in love with what they're doing. Yeah. And it's the designers, the effects people, and the music. Yeah. All of it comes together to build this whole world that you feel immersed in.
That's what just watching the movie is like some of the best world building that they've done maybe ever in a single film, of just because it's its own Earth and it's different from ours. you just want to look at everything.
Yeah.
Like the part at the beginning where they recorded on records and you're like, what is he picking up? And Johnny takes it into the other room. And they just little details like that. That everything feels like they thought through, how does this world function? And it's different, but understandable. And it feels familiar, but quirky and odd at the same time.
Yeah.
And it looks cool. And kind of like what you said, like so many of the movies recently, they just feel like they came from an assembly line, directed by committee, by a bunch of producers, and just bring whoever random person in that'll be gone. And this one felt like they had an actual vision. It was directed by a person that had a distinct feel that they wanted. And that was so refreshing.
And I'll bet the difference between this movie and a lot of those others, this had a lack of studio interference. A lot more, I'm going to trust you to do, this is kind of what we want, but we trust you to do it.
Yeah. When this movie is, is released, when it's released on streaming or whatever you watch this at home with, you're going to pause it so many times because just the advertisements. That so many movie posters and commercials for coffee and other items, and it's all retro because this is I guess you could call this kind of sort of like a retro futurism.
Yeah.
It's its own world with its own tech. That seemed to like keep the style of the 60s and didn't progress to our tech. They're just as advanced in another way, as you were saying. Yeah, it's very cool and inspired what they did here. And what's what?
Like you said, the stuff you're paying attention to is like, you just mentioned, is like I was looking at the advertisements because I was curious. And then there's all these billboards for movie theaters and stuff. And they're like, I think they're made up titles for stuff, but you're still like, what movies are they watching on this?
Yeah.
1963. Like, it's just like so interesting, but it all feels so detailed and thought through in a way that if you're making a movie that you're going to rewrite it, reshoot it, fix it in post, you can't do that stuff. Yeah. And it feels like this time they were committed to a vision from the beginning. And you feel that. It feels like a cohesive movie that they were all on the same page trying to pull something off. And certainly on this level, they absolutely did.
And it's such an idealized version of the 60s. You're like, all right, well, this is the 60s. As a black man, I could live in and really enjoy.
I could sit back and enjoy my coffee. Get my ass beat right now.
Now, he told his wife he was at work, but he really got fired.
He's waiting on that white woman to show up.
But it's pretty cool. And just the way this society works. But I also enjoy how it was so idealized up until things change and you go like, okay, that's the darker side of this. That actually makes it more realistic.
Yeah. No, as you said, world building is great here. It's an amazing movie to look at. Probably visually one of Marvel's most inspired movies in a long time. Somebody 5 minutes ago in the chat said, "Gone, man, hit us with that old big hairy nasty butt." Well, I have I shaved my ass today.
Did you use that Manscaper?
Yeah, I did. I used the Manscaper. I shaved my ass and I cleaned it and I made it nice smelling for you. But I do have a butt for you. And listen, I think a lot of people might have some criticism like I do, and I think some people are going to be just fine with this. I didn't find the story as interesting as the visuals in the movie. And that's funny because I thought that they had some brilliant ideas in the film that still worked to varying degrees. This whole thing with Galactus, who agrees not to eat Earth if they just turn over the baby. So I like the whole thing where it almost becomes political. Everybody, see, in this world, it's almost like what you have with Superman. It's a very comic book world. They've accepted like really crazy things. Yeah, big ass mole man can just dig to the middle of the city. That just happens on Tuesdays. That's right. But it's the usual. Yeah. So when Galactus comes down, people are getting used to things happening weird, but this is one of the biggest threats. But they know he exists. And they send the Fantastic Four to go negotiate,
or to stop him.
To stop him. And when they come back to Earth, everybody's like, "So, how did the negotiation go with the big guy?" He's cool, right? I like the way the whole world was responded to Galactus in really different ways. I won't say how, but they go around the world with newsreels and show you how everybody's having this different response to it. I think that's a good idea. I also think it was a great idea with the Fantastic Four not wanting to give up the baby, and the whole world has turned against them. And they, you know, and not only is it becoming something where the world is turning against them, it's becoming a thing between Sue and Reed. You know, it's interfering with their marriage because, you know, she always feels like, well, you always are trying to figure out how to do certain things. And I know you thought about feeding that baby.
And he's like, I mean, not real. I mean, well, yeah, I mean, if you think about it.
I mean, hey, listen, don't rule out anything, you know. I mean, this is what I do. I think about everything. I just say I do it. But, you know, I thought that there were a lot of things that they did very well here. The problem for me is that I think there are a lot of story elements that feel a little rushed for me. And I think the pacing is good for the most part. I think the movie moves well. And I think it moves well if you're looking for just sort of a movie that maybe leans on action more, a movie that leans on visuals more. I think for me, I think there were just some things in here where if they had just taken a little more time to go a little further with characters, maybe do a little more polish on little story elements here, on some more development. I think that would have made me feel a little bit better about the movie. And because I do like a lot of things in the film. I like the Fantastic Four as a group. You know, as a family, I really like them because I think with the movie they do I think they do the family stuff pretty well. You know, all the bickering and all the humor. I like the backstory that we get with them. I like how they wrap that up very quickly. You know, there's enough chemistry between these actors in the movie to show that as characters, they really do care about each other. They really love each other. And I think those smaller scenes are some of the scenes that works best for me.
We're not being weird.
Well, I'm doing that weird thing with your face.
Oh, we don't know what you're talking about.
Are you pregnant?
He's like, oh, God damn it. Just
You know what? They're like that couple that got busted at the Coldplay concert. Because if they'd just been cool about it, nobody would have known. But it was all like, freezing.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, he tells Reed Richards, hey, you're late.
Oh, look at these two.
I don't know, but I like to hear how you two feel about the story and the characters here.
Well, I'll say right off the bat, they did something that I have talked about doing with a Fantastic Four movie for decades, which is to not have the movie center around the origin, tell it in the opening credits. Mm-hmm. And I've been saying that for years, and then the watch is like, oh, they actually did that. That's really cool. Yeah. There's, besides all the visuals, there's so much stuff between Reed Richards and Sue Richards, especially when they're having their marriage moments. I was like, well, this is kind of real. I dig this. And while Pedro Pascal might not be, I think, the Reed Richards from comics, I think he brings something different that really works with this. And that I really enjoy. I think this is the best Fantastic Four movie we've had so far. It's just not the best Fantastic Four movie that could be made. And it's lacking in, like you said, in character. Like in the beginning, they're setting things up, but it's really rushed. It's very rushed. And there's not enough of the quiet moments where you get to know everybody so much. It's like, well, if you know them before, then we're just going with it. And I felt like it was almost like a Zack Snyder where it was super slow. I mean, super fast and then kind of slowed down. But then once we start getting to Galactus, I thought it was a roller coaster after that because Galactus was terrifying. Yeah. And it's like, you got my full attention. Of course, we're full in plot mode at that point, but it still had a lot of stuff that was surprising. It's funny to look back at the Tim Story Fantastic Four movies because, you don't have a high opinion of those. But looking like, for our roast tomorrow, I was watching one and I was like, you know what, man, Chris Evans nails it as far as Johnny Storm. Like, he's really good. And yeah, with the Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm here.
Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm. Yeah,
and it's not so much the actors themselves, but the direction they've decided to take them in. They're so toned down. I mean, it's cool if they're more mature, but you think, like, I don't want a direct translation from the comics, but one of the things I enjoy most is their interactions and how they're both kind of immature. Especially Johnny, he's really about the same age as Spider-Man, and he's always a brat. And, him and Ben Grimm mixing it up. And they don't do so much of that here. Barely any. And
they do a little bit, but not
a little bit, but not much. And even Ben Grimm he's so toned down. He's not that, that boisterous blue collar guy we're used to.
Yeah.
And you want to do something different. I was like, it's kind of what I was here for. So I wish there could have been some of that larger than life stuff going on.
You know who Ben Grimm sounds like?
Who?
Garfield.
Garfield?
Like the
you mean here?
From the
yeah.
He sounded like the Garfield from the cartoon.
Man, I was trying to figure out who it was, and you're right. Like Lorenzo Music.
But Lorenzo Music.
The dude named Lorenzo Music who did Garfield's voice, and he sounds kind of like Garfield in a way. But hey, what did you think, man?
For me, I think I just got swept up enough in the world and the adventure that I went to be taken off to a different place, and it did that better than any Marvel movie recently for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I wanted, and that's what I got. I felt like I wanted to spend time with these characters in this world, and that was a huge win for me. There's definitely stuff with kind of the plot mechanics of it where you started being like, just because you can do this with one egg, I don't think that in just a few days you can go from that to what you guys are planning on doing. And there's a little bit of plot armor for Galactus in the final fight of like, hey, Galactus, there's a pretty easy way you could win here. There's some pretty easy stuff you could do. But I just enjoyed the experience, the roller coaster ride. I got on the roller coaster ride, and I could acknowledge all the things that you guys are saying, but it's like, hey, the ride worked for me.
Sure.
Well, that's what I always meant by the pacing is good enough.
Yeah.
It's a fun enough movie to where, it depends on what you're looking for. And the world is really good enough to where I think you could probably overlook the things that I and even him are talking about. I don't know, because I'm with you, man. I don't find these characters terribly interesting, to be honest with you. But I don't think that they're bad. I think that, listen, I'm tired of Pedro Pascal just as much as anybody else. Pedro Pascal is that really nice dude that you love, but he won't take his ass home.
Right. Right. Or every time you go somewhere, he's like, he's here again.
Yeah. He's been in 3 movies in the last 6 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Materialist, Eddington, and now this one.
Yeah.
And then he was in Last of Us at the beginning. 4.
Yeah.
It's at the point now where it's like, whenever we go to a movie, like, are you following me?
Right.
Come on, man. What are you doing here? But I thought that he's a good Reed Richards.
Yeah.
What they kept you with Reed Richards here is that because a lot of people always think Reed Richards is cocky. Reed Richards is not a cocky guy. He's like his mind is just always on his work. He's one of the smartest guys in the world.
He pulls off that thing where he's very confident, but he's not arrogant or cocky.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good man. And his mind is just always thinking. That's the only thing. And that's what happens when you're a genius. But yeah, they
tell me about it.
Yeah, I know, man. And I'm sorry, Martin, that I'm always, thinking of my genius. I know you were talking about you.
Wow. If you figure that out, then you are a genius.
You know what?
I don't have the suit though.
Now I was playing around. I really haven't stretched over there and whoop your ass. I think you're right. He admits, like, what do you want me to say? Yeah, I'm the smartest motherfucker in the world. Yeah, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
But he's also a really good guy, and I think Pedro Pascal captures the sensitive side of him, especially about to be a father. I like that. Him and Vanessa Kirby. In the movie,
they work good together.
They have such good chemistry in this movie, man. They are great together. I just don't find them terribly interesting in the movie. The whole family. To be honest with you, I like them. I think they do well. I just don't think their characters are deep enough for me. That's all. In fact, I'll tell you about the last scene of the movie. They were probably getting on my goddamn nerves. Get in the car.
Smartest man on the planet, but struggled with the car seat. Yeah. Then again, I've tried to move a car seat and hashtag relatable.
Yeah. Anybody who has kids is like, oh yeah, I know that. Especially when you first taking them home from the hospital. They won't let you leave the hospital without a car seat.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to figure that thing out.
But I outside of their baby problems, like I said, I do like the tension in their marriage. I do like that they have this thing where she, for the first time, is feeling really uneasy around Ben around Reed because they have a baby now. But I really is just the family does mostly just besides fighting, they just do a lot of joking, and the humor is not terribly funny. It's just it's chuckle worthy.
Yeah. It's chuckle worthy. I just thought, they got everything but a punch up guy to make these jokes land like they should.
Yeah, they say, and this time they want to make a more sensitive Johnny. A more sensitive Johnny Storm. So they're saying, we're not going to make him a womanizer. I'm like, I wish you did.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Or at least having women fawn over him.
What I thought was interesting is that they spend so much time in the Baxter building or on the spaceship that there's like, what women does John even interact with?
Yeah.
It's literally just naked surfboard lady. So they make a joke about that to make he still likes women. He's still a womanizer, but then they put him only around his sister the whole movie. So it's like there's not an opportunity for him to be Johnny Storm.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's because so much of what's, we talk about this lacking, they've edited this movie maybe too much. Because it was supposed to be more to it. Like even with John Malkovich as the Red Ghost, but they wanted to get the movie down to less than 2 hours or less. So there's probably a lot of good stuff they cut out just to hit that running time.
I think I can feel that.
Yeah.
Because there was one character in particular where I said, man, they cut some of his story out because they just dropped the ball midway in his development. And either you should have cut around that and not even approached it, or let's go through with it. And I'm talking about Ben Grimm. Because with Ben Grimm, there's scenes in here where he's obviously sad about being a damn rock man, and you see him at moments like he's looking at certain people and wishing, man, I wish I could be normal. But they only do things like that. Just give him a look. He's kind of sad, and he's going back to like, hey guys, what's going on? How you like my new beer?
Yeah, because that's always a big part of his character is being sad or resentful that he's looks like a creature. Here where he's looking at the woman like, oh, I wish I could be with her. I was like, there's regular dudes who stand around doing that. I wish I could get her to like me.
Yeah. And besides, it'd be like dropping a boulder on a woman trying to have sex with her. You kill that woman.
Hey, but everybody's got a different kink now. I'm sure you can find somebody.
That'll be your last kink. Try to have sex with this. I feel sorry for you too, man, but damn. You can't put no rock dick up in no woman. Come on now. Kill that woman. And it's too bad because I like Eben Ross Backrack's voice. I know I call him Garfield, but I do I do like his voice. I actually like, and I like how mellow he is. Which I understand because you say he was sort of rambunctious before, but I wish he was kind of, but I can also take this mellow side of him too.
Yeah. I just wish it was a mix. But
yeah, I can see that.
But it's not enough to make me go like, well, this movie sucks because of that.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
I think, surprisingly, one of the deepest backstories in here is Silver Surfer.
Sure.
Played by Julia Garner. I think that character probably had the most complex emotional scenes in here and probably one of the coolest backstories.
Hold your loved ones close and speak the words you've been afraid to speak.
I thought Julia Garner did an excellent job.
Like, man,
full CG character.
That chick is such a Debbie Downer. Golly, we were all having a good time.
I know.
She comes here saying all that.
But she's still hot though, man. She looked like a chick that just got the shower naked. She's all shiny and hair slicked back.
She's showering with mercury.
Hey man, I just know she's shiny. That's all.
I'm still going to destroy your planet.
Yeah, but let me have this one last thing then. Say what you were afraid to say. Hey, I want to hit that ass. You're first. Somebody say you jerk. What did I say? Didn't do anything. No, I really. What'd you think about Julian Garner here as a Silver Surfer?
Yeah, I mean, I think they were able to bring a sensitivity to a character that, told us all we were going to die. And kind of even the way that she's characterized of the little interaction she has with Johnny and the way that they kind of unfold her and the mystery of who she is and her backstory, that they build it out of that sensitivity and that she has some awareness of she doesn't want to be doing what she's doing, and they don't overplay it.
Yeah, they don't overplay it,
and it's always there, and it slowly is unraveled as part of this mystery that Johnny's trying to figure out. As it's the only girl he gets to interact with besides his sister, so of course that's what he wants to figure out.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I think she has one of the best action scenes in the movie. It takes place with Galactus, and the thing is, she actually surfs. You know, there's a scene with lava where she's going through,
that's right. Yeah.
and I love that scene. Plus, I like her, man. I think for a CG character, she's expressive because she looked pissed.
She did.
It's a brilliant scene because their ship is being chased by her full speed, and she's surfing her ass off in lava, and it just looks amazing. And Sue Storm, she's in labor at the time. She's actually giving birth at that moment, and it's just a lot of stuff going on. I thought that was a really good scene in the film. There's a classic character that comes in from the comics, and I think it's a fun small part. It's fun casting, but I think that story feels quickly thrown in. And it's just a quick fix to a problem in the story. Like you said, what would you say? Not plot armor, but it was something where it was just plot armor. Yeah, it's just something they just put in there real quick to fix a problem later on.
It feels like something that would have been, probably what was on the editing floor, because I feel like they're introduced very quickly, not much, and it seemed like there would have been a lot more with him, so that when he came back later, it would mean something.
Yeah,
but just kind of throw him back in. Also, I wasn't crazy about the casting. It was like stunt casting.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't in there long enough for me to know either way. He was just so quick.
And I like that actor, but I was like,
you do like that actor.
I like him a lot.
Like, hey, you don't like that dude? I think it just didn't make any sense, and that is something they should have saved for another movie.
Yeah.
With all the criticisms that I have, I like the movie. It's a fun film, and as I said, visually, it's amazing. As far as story goes, I still think the best Fantastic Four movie is The Incredibles.
Well, of course.
Because I think the characters were much better written.
Yeah.
They had so much character and personality. And I think that I was hoping that the movie would actually,
I know.
I mean, it's done.
Yeah.
It's right there. But the characters were just not as good. Like I said, none of this makes the movie bad. As I said, it's like Superman. It's a really cool, full comic book world.
Mm-hmm.
They've embraced that. And and it actually feels like an episode, again, like with Superman, it feels like an episode of a cartoon brought to life.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like something that kind of could have been a 30-minute cartoon stretched out to an hour. But like I said, amazing to look at. It just goes on to do I think what really got me is that near the end, it went the familiar comic book route, or comic book movie route for me. And, I think that, again, that's some of my criticisms is not probably going to be as much as other people, but those are mine. Right there.
No, I pretty much agree with you. It is a very entertaining and enjoyable movie, and Sean, to your point, it was built. They built a world that I was kind of like, I'd like to hang out here longer. Hey, does the movie have to end now? Because if it was a game, I would love to just walk around in the sandbox world.
Well, even some of the things you mentioned about the character with the potential stunt casting, even kind of the criticism is you want more of that. Because the way that it's introduced, it has so many huge implications. Mm-hmm. So I actually kind of liked it for the world building sake of it just kind of introduces an idea of how different their world is from ours in a way that you're I'm curious about that. I want to learn more about that. And maybe they should have been saved for another movie where you can learn more about that. But it is that sort of world where everything feels like it's a path that you want to go down. Mm-hmm. Where like sandbox video games, where it's you would just want to explore all these things and have a side quest about every little thing in it. And but it worked for me on the level of being that roller coaster ride in a world I wanted to play with, but play around in. But at the same point to what you guys are saying, I totally understand where you could be but I wanted more on the characters. I wanted more on some of these subplots to be fleshed out. I get it.
Well, I think it's a good point because I agree with you in that it did make me want to learn more about that part of the movie where I said I wish they had actually fleshed that out more. Yeah. So, and I think it's a cool addition for, as I said, maybe another movie, but I'm curious about it. I'm gonna tell you the worst thing about the movie. Okay, all this stuff you can criticize, you can probably even deal with, but there's something in this movie that I thought was unforgivable, and it's that goddamn baby. That baby looked terrible.
Not as bad as some other babies we've seen recently.
I don't know, man. That baby looked pretty bad to me. But one, that baby grew up in a day. That baby went from a newborn to being like a year old in 24 hours. But boy,
it's the time dilation at birth is what it was.
That CG baby was horrible in one scene. They got all these amazing effects in this movie, and they couldn't get that baby right. That baby looked so bad it was goddamn child abuse. That baby, they got a baby. They got a part of that baby was trying to grab something. You can tell it was moving all crazy, like stop motion in a way. It looked creepy.
Have we ever seen a CG baby that looks good?
Yeah. I can't name any because you know why? Because I'm like, well, it's natural. I don't think about it. But this one, I'm like, shit. You better put that thing. Hey, feed that baby to Galactus because that baby looks weird already.
This my whole car ride home was talking with my wife like that baby was nightmare fuel. Like all these things perfectly like just praising the look of everything, and then the normal thing, a baby.
Yeah. People just can't get babies right. That baby was worse than a Twilight baby.
Well, usually with everything that's an effect, it's something outside of normal. Yeah. But with a baby, you know what a baby looks like. It's hard to trick a brain.
Well, yeah, no, it is. That's why you
think about those babies in The Flash.
Well, yeah. That's why you have to be very careful with a baby. You know, listen, maybe there isn't a baby that looks good, but that don't excuse anything. Just find a way around it. Do something. Make that baby turn into a creature for a little while. Because that baby was trying to grab something. And it was moving all weird. And I was like, nah.
There's one part where it wasn't even blinking. Like I was like watching it. I was like, is that baby blinked at all? Like, no. That's what I was like noticing. Like, why is the baby not blinking? Is that the superpower? Is that what Galactus is like into?
This is definitely the best version of the Fantastic Four film, thanks to the design. Those are fun and those are faithful to the comic. And like I said, for a lot of people, that alone will help it rise it above just another comic book movie. And I think that for me, it's just the story was just too familiar. Some things were just not interesting, and the characters could just use a little bit more to them. But as I said, I had a good time. Still, I had fun, and I would say this for me. This is a matinee. I had a good time with it. I really did feel the parts though where it's one of those movies where. Okay, I get it. It's a comic book, but they just kept thinking of things in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I get it. But that's a comic book movie thing to do. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just when it's one after another and it feels rushed, that's when I notice it. And that's when it gets to me. But anyway, it's fun. It's good. Go watch it. It's fun.
Yeah. No, that didn't bother me. If there was anything, it was just the lack of some characterization, and especially with characters who are kind of known for their characterization, the way they play off each other. It was just very subdued with them. And it was just that, man, everything else is hitting. And if the writing on these characters or just the way they were put together, that could have pushed it over. It's funny. I looked at some reviews and I saw one that was like, I was like, yeah, I agree with most of this. But then it came up and it said, and Galactus is a joke. He's not nearly as terrifying as he was as a cloud. And I was like, okay,
what?
Yeah, I know. Wow. Maybe I don't agree with anything you said.
What kind of cloud you smoking?
Right. Because Galactus is just one of the best things in here. I mean, I knew they were going to make him, it was going to be better than what's been done before. But this was like, wow, I never looked at him like that. And just how intricate that is. That is so cool. It's such an entertaining movie. I liked it a lot. It's just short of being great. Maybe I didn't like it as much as Superman, but very close. It's a high matinee for me.
Cool. Sir?
What is our one above matinee? What's our
full price?
I'm going full price on it. To me, I got swept off into a world, and that's what I went for. And so it worked for me at that level. And in particular, we're talking about full price to see it on. It is visual. It's a movie worth seeing on a theater.
Yeah.
It's a great experience there. So I'm going full price.
No, that's good. That's good. I think either way, you're not going to lose going in there.
No. I can see watching it again just for the visuals. And I know you say like, well, wait till it comes to Disney Plus. That's going to take too long.
Yeah. And you should see it on the big screen. Like we were telling you, there's so many details to catch, and you need to see it big.
There's just so much about it that's about the scale of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In like we said earlier, but beyond just the coolness of this different world, Galactus, like there's a whole space sequence that's like reminiscent of Interstellar and Star Trek 4 while there's a surfer in it. There's stuff that's like great cinematic stuff. But then beyond that, as we said, of like the ads in the background when they're on the street are like those sorts of details that you don't pick up when you're watching it at your home at TV, but you're on the big screen. You're just like all of these little things they thought through. And that's the stuff to me that just really elevated of like feeling like I'm in a different place, a different time in loving being in that environment.
Creatively is one of the best looking movies of the year. I kind of stick with that. And somebody asked about stingers. I think they're worth it. Don't expect to be blown away. You do get something that you've been looking for. And another one is pretty fun, so you're not wasting your time sitting through to the last one. I think it's fun to stick around. It's
funny. Usually, I always think, well, the first stinger is the good one, and the one you wait for, that's the dog. And this time, I like them in reverse order. I like the last one more than the first one.
Yeah, I did too. And the last one's just a fun thing. It's not even, that's really not even adding any story.
Kind of goes into some of the discussion. The more you have that richer history with Fantastic Four and the other pop, not trying to spoil, but the other pop culture stuff, the one at the end hits if you know all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for the tease for what's coming, the middle one's the tease.
Yeah. Oh, somebody said how many MF Doom songs are used? All of them. Stay for the credits. Credits are about an hour long because they use every album. Man, I'm going to tell you, the review that I really want to see is the guy who sat 2 seats down from me because that fool slept the whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing.
Did he take your seat?
No, well, he didn't. I wasn't saving it. He didn't know.
Okay, yeah.
He was still asleep after the credits. Like I was sitting there, like on my phone, and and they had to like bring in the staff. Like, excuse me, sir, can you have to leave? And he was like out cold, like 3-4 minutes after the lights turned on.
I know. I sat there and watched him. Yeah,
you know what? He had a big bucket of popcorn, and I bet that all those carbs knocked him out.
Well, he
missed the whole movie.
Yeah, he was. But man, look, he was snoring loud, and nobody want to wake his big ass up because they didn't know if he was one of them violent people that wakes up. They know he gonna wake up screaming. So he was snoring his ass off. It's like he'd even come for the movie,
right?
Because he came in there, ate his snacks, got snuggled in, tucked himself in. It was like a cocoon. He wrapped himself up in his shirt and peacefully went to sleep. I thought when he woke up, he's going to be a butterfly because he was like in a cocoon.
I want to see his review.
Oh, I want to see his review. Let's see if he's lying.
Man, it was amazing.
It was boring. It put me to sleep.
Yeah, be honest. Yeah. Because I'll tell him, bitch, I was next to you. You slept through the whole thing. Or would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.